This is from the book One Life, One Law by Mabel Collins. The bird who is shot in his flight across the sky, and whose body falls bleeding to the ground, flies on in ethereal space, and is only made aware of its loss when it finds the gate to earth closed. The loss to its spirit is great and immediately felt. It has been robbed of that which was essential for the time being. It lives on in its astral shape, beautiful and content, until the allotted time is past, and it then sets forth to seek another winged body in which to pass through its special and peculiar experiences on earth. It approaches the earth's atmosphere with a new dread and apprehension. An enemy dwells there, an implacable enemy, who only awaits the opportunity to again rob it with violence of its new body. The bird kingdom is in its very nature friendly to man, and many kinds of birds would have chosen to be man's companions. But from the time when their spirits and the spirits of man began to live together upon the earth, man has consistently and continually acted as an enemy, so that were it not for the inexorable necessity of fulfilling their destiny, their God-given purpose, the bird spirits would withdraw altogether from this planet and avoid such dangerous proximity. The men of the future will recognize the sins of the past. They will bear with the presence of innumerable reincarnations of birds and beasts, previously deprived of their proper limit of time, over and over again. To no animal doomed to be the food of man is the experience of old age permitted. Again and again do the spirits return, only to be again baffled and struck back to the spiritual realm. Now, just watching the video with that girl and the birds, they can sense her spirit, and it was innocence. It was full of innocence and love, and they can trust that human. They can trust this human. But in other cases, it talks about, like right here, where a hunter kept on killing a tiger, and the tiger and the human come back. And the spirit of violence is in this man, and he won't stop snuffing out the tiger before it reaches its purposes. The purpose of the tiger is not to eat man. The purpose of the tiger is not to be a destroyer. It's part of nature. And man doesn't understand the purpose of a bird, of a certain type of bug, or a certain type of mammal. And it says it's useless. I have the domain, I have the ability to take this animal's life, whether it be for fun, for sport, or for food, and you're not supposed to do that. And it talks here how, just like it said in the last part of this book, where all these animals are created to help us. And it says here that these, I'm actually going to turn to it right now, hold on. From the spirits of birds and beasts who have powers not possessed by man, and are glad and ready to help him when they find he is a friend and not an enemy, using powers of destruction not possessed by them. And it's talking about humans, which I'm just going to jump to this. Like, I know a lot of people don't agree, but even Madame Blavatsky, any type of spiritualism you go into, whether it be the Essenes, whether even in early Israelite doctrines I'm starting to read, and a lot of other esoteric, especially in esoteric, you're going to find everywhere. The sealed portion, it says not eating meat. You're not supposed to eat meat. Madame Blavatsky was a vegan, I read, and she said, or was quoted to say at least, that meat retards your spiritual growth. Eating the flesh of animals, devouring animals, killing and taking the life of any type of animal or lower order of creation by man, and devouring its flesh does not do anything good for you, and it's not your sustenance, especially the sons of Adam, who are told to eat of the fruit, seeded fruit and vegetables. Maybe you can just sense their spirit just for a little bit. Maybe you can sense the pain that they've suffered because they don't have the abilities that you do, and you've snuffed the life out of millions of animals every day, are dying, trapped up in cages, trapped up in pens, born just to be slaughtered in a slaughterhouse somewhere, born just to be bred to be never fulfilling their life. And because you don't understand the cow, because you don't understand the bird, you don't understand the turkey, you think it's, well, whatever, it's just here for me, it's here for my use. I shot it and I cooked it over a fire and it tastes delicious, so that must be what it's for. That's what its purpose is going to be for from now on. And the Most High says, no, absolutely not. And this book is telling you, and it's warning man and woman what happens to people who engage in the killing and murdering of innocent orders of life or animals unjustly and unwarranted. Go back, cry the bodiless creatures, deprived of their bodies by the brethren of the one who essays forth. Go back, you and yours have driven us out. We warn you to go back. If you come out here where you have driven us, you will find yourselves as completely at our mercy as we were at yours. We have powers of which you dream not, as you have powers on the earth of which we dream not. The gun, the rod, the net, which took from us our great opportunity, will be answered and repaid by us now by powers which are given to us of misleading you, of deluding you, of utterly confounding you. This is what the animals were saying to the men and women who die and come out into the astral form above the earth and are floating out there, and they're warning them, look at what you did to us. And it goes into that even more. But this book is just great. You need to check out this book. And at the end here is a great story about the person who wrote this, or the story that's being told by this author of somebody who had the ability to remember his past lives and the importance of not killing animals and the things that he suffered because of it, and how in certain lifetimes he was a hunter, and how he's regretted killing the beast of the field, regretting killing a certain beast, that once he died and the beast died, they would come back and they seemed to meet each other in every life, or in the lives that he was a hunter in, or he was a great sportsman in. So the tiger is interesting. The tiger immediately gets taken out, and it says here, the beast whom I have killed in the prehistoric forest sought for another body as soon as possible and returned to the earth before me. And it talks about how the tiger desires, just like the birds, just like we desire, to have a long and pleasant and fulfilling life, fulfilling our purpose of the Most High. These animals just wish to complete their purpose that the Most High gave them, but they're continually stopped in their process and have to start over again, or get sent back in another body, because maybe even a pig is like, just think about it, being a pig, raised just to be born in a slaughterhouse, live to a certain age of maturity where you're good enough to eat, being slaughtered, and just finding yourself being brought back in another body in another slaughterhouse. Whether you're a chicken, whether you're just a bird flying through the sky, whatever order of your life, all the way up to the tiger, it tells you that these animals wish to have a long lasting life. They wish to have children. They wish to raise their young in the forest. They wish to smell certain things. They wish to travel as far as they can and be as fulfilled as possible, just like you do. But continuously, they're not. And this is what happens after he takes the tiger out. And the tiger comes back and takes him out because it remembers him, and it remembers his spiritual form. So in this life, the tiger got him. And when the man died and he was sitting next to his bones and looking at them, this is what happened. Is this my doing, I asked, or yours? It is yours, he said, offering no explanation. His words were not as human beings understood words, but they reached my intelligence. Yahushai appeared suddenly before us. He looked at me. It is yours, he said, and doubly yours. You belong to the race to whom was given dominion. Therefore, with you lay the duty of respecting life. You struck the first blow, desiring to have all it was possible to have, and desiring this creature's life as well as yours. Here it talks about in the book Mystic Christianity, on Passover, when Jesus, or Yahushai, was in the temple place, the marketplace, and impressing everybody with his wisdom, what he saw when him and his family, him and his mom and father, went to Passover, and how upset he was at seeing thousands, hundreds and hundreds of lambs being sacrificed and killed, and the bloodshed in the streets being full of these innocent young lambs' blood. And he says, this is not what it was meant to be. The Essenes didn't eat meat, so what was going on? I'm just going to leave this here. You can pause it and read this right here. Pause it and read the next part right there. I'm going to jump over here to the Essene Gospel of Peace. And whosoever eats the flesh of slain beast eats the body of death. So just to wrap it up, some proof of what I was saying about Madame Blavatsky talking about not eating meat. It retards our progress and hampering and retarding in the development of our intuition, inner faculties, and powers.